this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video. And I came in today to talk about Iyanla Fix My Life. Her season starts soon, and they are giving you some trailers of some of the upcoming shows that she's going to have. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about Iyanla is because I know a lot of people like her, but sometimes I find her kind of hard to take. And let me just tell you why. First of all, Iyanla is not a therapist. She doesn't have a degree in mental health. What Iyanla is a life coach, and there is a big difference. I believe that sometimes when Iyanla is doing her show, a lot of things that she's doing um, are for ratings and to make the show explosive. Um, she does have a certain style that a lot of people love. You know, they say it's down to earth, and she tells it like it is. But there's also a danger in this because when you are dealing with people with really deep-seated um, family issues or deep-seated mental problems or abuse or things like that, you cannot fix their life in a couple episodes. And sometimes you can do a lot of damage. Now, there's going to be an episode with Neffe, and she's Keisha Cole's sister. And there's something that she said to her that I just found tasteless. She called her a nasty, vile gutter snipe, gutter snipe right up out the hood. Now, a lot of people say, yeah, the truth hurts. Now, I do know Neffy has issues, and like people say, she needed to be called on the carpet. But I also believe that there is a certain way to do it. And a therapist, a true therapist, would not do that. Um, you would not go to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist and they would attack you in that way. Now, what they may do is say exactly what Iyanla said, but say it in a professional way. You may go there for several sessions as they try to work through your problems and get to the core of the issue. And then, as you start to break through, it may get to a point where they do tell you about yourself, let you know what you've been doing wrong, um, and what you can do to fix your life. But at no point would they get to name calling because those sessions are not about the doctor, it's about the patient. It's not about the therapist and their feeling about that person. It's about helping that person get well. Now, that's the reason why I didn't feel that, Iyanla calling Neffy names was warranted. There was a certain way that she could have done that without, resorting to name calling. Now, there have been several other episodes where I felt that Iyanla went too far. And that's just my opinion. Like I said, I know a lot of people do like her. And it's not that I don't like Iyanla, don't get me wrong, because I have watched several episodes that she has had where she has worked with a family, and I felt that what she said and what she did was right on time. I just think sometimes she goes a little far. She had DMX on there, and he was threatening to whoop her ass and all that. Now we know that DMX has some serious issues, so he may not have been a good example, y'all, because he came there with some issues. But there have been other times where the people that she was working with were about to, put hands on her. And in one instance, her son had to step in because I think this was a story that she did with a husband and wife, and the husband was becoming just a little bit aggressive towards Iyanla, and her son had to step in and kind of check the guy. But you should not get people to that point, because in a therapy session, the person should not feel like they're under attack, because what you are trying to do may not work if they're feeling like they need to defend themselves in the therapy session. Now, getting back to Neffe. Again, I know Neffe has issues, and I know that she needs to be called on the carpet. And I know that if she gets real therapy and try to work through some of the issues that she had from childhood, and, you know, she's, drinking and all of that stuff, that takes a lot of work to dig down and pull up all of those things that made you the woman that you are today. If you are dysfunctional and you have issues, and those issues date back to abuse in your childhood, or abandonment issues, or you're using substance abuse, you're doing substance abuse, you're drinking and all of that, it takes a long time to unpack all of those issues until you get down to the core of what actually is going on with you. Now, I just did not agree with what she said to that girl. Now, when they got down to the nitty-gritty and they started to work through Neffe's issues, then I was back on board with her. A lot of people, after viewing that snippet or hearing about that snippet, they were feeling some kind of way. Now, I'm not one to say, well, I would have got up and whooped her ass and all that stuff. But a lot of people were saying that. They were saying that, it's one thing to go for therapy, but when a person gets, down to name calling, that's when they would have had to stand up and say, wait a minute now, I came here for help. I didn't come here for this. And, a lot of women were saying they would have told Iyanla, I'm speaking to you, or we're, going back and forth in a respectful way, and I expect you to respect me, if that makes sense, because that, to me, what I just said may have been a little cloudy, but I think y'all get what I'm saying. Healing can only happen when the patient respects the therapist, and when the therapist respects the patient. Because a lot of times these people that are going for help are damaged, y'all. They're damaged. And they come in, with a chip on their shoulder, some of them. And, the fact that they agreed to take the help is a huge step. And you don't want to be the therapist that, have finally gotten that person to agree to therapy, only to come into the therapy session and, they feel attacked. A lot of them, like I said, come in with those deep-seated issues that, they may come in defensive, and that there is a reason that they're defensive, because you're a doctor. You understand that. So you have to find a way to get around those defenses and start helping them. And again, Iyanla is not a doctor. She is not a therapist. She's a life coach. Now, Iyanla does have a degree in law. And that is the extent of her degrees. Now, she has had a life filled of ups and downs herself, and she can speak from a certain level of been there, done that, and now I'm trying to help you. But do not sit up in a judgmental way. People sense that you're judging them, and it makes them shut down, close up, hang up the, out of order sign, and then they're done with the session. Like I said, there's a certain way to do it, and sometimes Iyanla'S way just has not been the best of ways. Now, she's getting results because at the end of the episode, she wants to end the episode, saying that I was able to help that family. But that does not always work in real life. I have family members that have been in therapy. I had family therapy with a family member of mine, and therapy does not work the way that we see on Iyanla. It does not at all. And I can speak from personal experience because if, the therapist was on a one-on-one session and they were constantly, attacking the person, it would not go well in real life. Some of those people are really damaged, and you're taking a chance on actually in real life someone getting up and actually whooping your ass. So, it's it's a good idea to kind of tread lightly because, like I said, some of these people are like broken dishes and they need to put pieces back together to become whole again. And from what I'm understanding, there was some sexual abuse in Neffe's life, I believe, and the whole situation with the mother and the siblings, and there's a lot going on in that family. And a lot of people are saying, they're tired of seeing Keisha Cole's family. They can't believe that they're on another show, and I'm with them on that, y'all, because child, haven't they been having shows and trying to go to therapy for about 30 or 40 years now? So, no, y'all, it ain't been that long, but it's been a while. And you would think by now that they would have to have it together, but obviously they don't. But I want to know what y'all think about it. Do you think that sometimes Iyanla's ways are a little bit much? She's a little bit over the top. Now, honestly, I think she does it for the ratings, to keep the show interesting, to keep it moving, and, just keep it out there. So let me just know what you think about it. Do you think what she said to Neffe, albeit, Neffy needed it, but do you think that when you're sitting down with an adult and you're trying to help them, do you think name calling is the way to do it? And if that had been you, and I'm not talking about Neffy, but if you were in a therapy session, just think about it, and you were there to get help, and the therapist called you all those names that Iyanla called Neffe, what would you do in real life? So just leave it down in the comment section. I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. And with that, everyone, this is the end of the video. And y'all, I'm tired. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep. So my mouth is a little twisted because as I'm sitting here now, I am getting sleepy. So let me just say that again. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great night. Bye-bye now.